Hey guys, let's talk Married at First Sight, Season 20, Episode 15. This episode, I could have lived my whole life without seeing the Nikki and Sean scenes. I could have been perfectly fine. Now I have to gouge my eyes. So, anyway, we start this episode with Nikki and Sean, and they're at home and they're dancing or whatever. And then Sean plans a date for Nikki, and they go to like a wine tasting facility, and it has like wine and chocolate, and it's paired with chocolate and everything. And so he's like, okay, let's play a game. When you take a sip of wine, tell me a childhood memory that it invokes or whatever. So they start talking and drinking and talking about Girl Scout cookies, and her favorite candies are peppermint patties, but the only Girl Scout cookies she likes are the shortbread cookies. Everything else is trash, which I find very odd because if she likes peppermint patties, one would think that she would be partial to a thin mint, but she said every other Girl Scout cookie is gross. But anyway, so they're, talking and they're sharing or whatever, and they have a nice date. So then they have a nice date. And usually, when you're married and you have a nice date, you go home and you have a nice night. Well, that's what they did. I just didn't need to see it. So they were kissing and frolicking and they were feeling nice. They go in the room, they close the door. And then Sean comes out of the room. And this is the part that I could have lived my entire life not seeing. And then I want y'all to know that I have to watch these episodes twice because I watch it one time to actually get into it and see, what's going on, watching it for my viewing pleasure. And then I go back and I watch it again later on so that I can take my notes so I don't forget anything when I come and do my recap. So I had to endure this twice. The second time I knew it was coming, so I like closed my eyes and said la 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 so I don't hear anything because I I can't like I'm not old enough. I will be 40 in March, but I'm not old enough for this. I am not old enough for this. This is traumatizing. I am traumatized. He comes out of the room with his stuff swinging all open over the place, his robe all open. What was the point of that, Sean? You just had to let the world know that you was with Nikki like that. We didn't really care. We didn't. So then Nikki's all like, yeah, we didn't go all the way, but we are sexually compatible. And yeah, I can see the sexual attraction growing. Okay, girl, bye. And I wrote, I don't want to show y'all all my notes, but this is what, oh, it's not going to show. Hold on. Y'all see what I wrote? Y'all see those emojis? The yellow emojis with the throwing up because that's what I did. And I said they're full of shit because they are. I'm sorry. They are full of it. But then in this episode, we have the group dinner and they go to the group dinner. And the group dinner was, y'all think the last group therapy session was something? The group dinner was even more crazy. So we have Belle and Mecca. They're there at the group dinner and they're talking about we made a decision that we're going to say yes on decision day and all of this. And then they're talking, and in the midst of them talking, Sean and Nikki are sharing about the physical attraction growing and all of this. So in the midst of them talking about that, Mecca says, yeah, I can get with that because, I wasn't attracted to Belle yet. I mean, when we first met, you weren't attracted to Belle. If anything, Belle should say she wasn't attracted to you. So then, she is caught off guard by this. So she's sitting there looking like, you weren't what? So then they're talking amongst themselves. He was like, yeah, I thought you were pretty, but I was just like, is she pretty enough for me? Who are you, Mecca? And this is what I mean when I said in the recap yesterday, Mecca is doing this thing where he is trying to belittle her because he's trying to push her away so that he can say, oh, see, I knew you were going to leave anyway. But I'm not playing the game with you. If I was Belle, I'm not playing the game with you. You can go kick rocks because I'm not doing this with you because you're not about to talk crazy to me. Point blank in the period. Anyway, then we have Caitlyn and Devin, and I like them, um, leading up to the group dinner. They called his grandmother, and then they had dinner or lunch or something with her dad, and her dad was. I liked how he handled the situation. He was like, "You're both gonna have to do some give and take." Her dad gave really good advice, which is good because he was very standoffish in the beginning because he wasn't really all sold on the getting married to a complete stranger type of thing. Um and Devin does make notice that they are doing better, but they don't have any type of physical romance. And so then Felipe, here he comes. Well, would you get married to someone you haven't had sex with? For him, it would be a yes because there are other things that a marriage entails that are more important than that. So he could get married to her. But then he did make a statement about, that would make a person. And I don't think that he was necessarily saying that he wants to cheat, but she's triggered because of her past. And so she takes it like that. But then when he tells F you to Felipe, she's like, oh, you just redeemed yourself. Because, yeah, shut up, Felipe, because you're stupid. Meanwhile, Michelle and Cameron, they they went and had dinner with her aunt and uncle, and Cam talked about how he had a bad day, and she was completely supportive of him. But Cam said that nobody on the other side of the table, which was Devin and Caitlyn, Marissa and Adam, and Tori and Felipe should be married. They should all break up. But yeah. So then we have Tori and Felipe, and then they start talking about you know Felipe and how he said that he wanted to be out here with every woman. And then Felipe starts feeling the kind of way in the confessional because he was like, your wife is supposed to be, stand up and take up for you. And Tori is standing beside him in the confessional just looking blank because I'm not taking up for you because you sat up here and you were a clown and you were still a clown today. And Adam called him a clown. Meanwhile, Adam is a clown. He gets into it with Dr. Sean because Dr. Sean was like, "Hey, yo, do your parents talk like this?" And he's like, "No." He was like, "Well, I know that, when people talk the way that you do, they usually have low emotional intelligence, and that is a trigger to certain type of people." And he was triggered, and he ain't like it. Maybe it was the wrong messenger, but it was the right message. I don't care. I wrote what I write in my notes every week. I hate Adam. She says that his intensity is a turnoff. She said for her to get to a yes on decision day that he has to be less intense, and he said that she has to meet him in the middle. Then he keeps talking about his ex. Where to be at then? Because I just want to know. You keep talking about her. Go be with her then. I'm just saying. We'll be back with the next set of episodes because they drop tomorrow. So I'll be back.